Okay, good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. It's here. It's 12:40 Eastern time. And the North American Division, I want to talk to you about an article that was just put out by the North American Division of Seventh-day Adventists. If you see down here, it was put out on January 18th, 2 days ago, this past Sunday. This article actually came out on a Sunday, Columbia, Maryland. For those of you who don't know, the North American Division of Seventh-day Adventists encompasses America, Canada, and Mexico, as I understand. We have the General Conference, which is the World Church, and the World Church, which is headquartered in Silver Springs, Maryland. It has divisions, and our division includes America, Canada, and Mexico, as I understand. So here you go, the North American Division official website, and here goes the um, article here. Sunday rest proposal raises troubling religious liberty concerns. Now, when the North American Division comes out to tell us with what many laymen, you know, like like for example, State Line Seventh Adventists have been putting out a lot of content about, their the Sunday law, okay, and the coming Sunday law, and they have every Sunday, every Sabbath evening, they have their Sunday program. What's that program called again? State Line SDA, Sunday Law Update. And you have other laymen. We've been seeing for years messages on YouTube, various layman organizations and people posting about the coming Sunday law. But when the North American Division puts out an official article, uh, it amazes me now. I believe my wife mentioned that we must be further along the way, further down the road than we realize when the North American Division starts to say it. So here it says that the Heritage Foundation in 2026, the Heritage Foundation has put out a new agenda, and in that agenda, they're calling for a uniform day of rest. Okay. So I read this, I skimmed through this, and I wanted to read it for myself. So I went to the article that the North American Division is referencing, and here we go. At the Heritage Foundation, they put this article out January 18th, 10 days before the North American Division responded after they read the article. Here in the Heritage Foundation article, the title is Saving America by Saving the Family. That's their new agenda, Saving America by Saving the Family, a foundation for the next 250 years. And this is January 8th, 2026. This summer, there's going to be a World's Fair, a celebration, or a birthday of America, America's 250th birthday. And the Heritage Foundation has has something here on Facebook. I just had it up, but basically on the Heritage Foundation website, they have something. Let me see if I can find that. There we go. Where they're showing a picture of people, a church. Here we go. This is the Heritage Foundation. Okay, and they have a picture here that shows a white family, and people are calling this white supremacy, a white family worshiping, picnicking on Sunday. And it's saying that for the past 250 years, we were one nation under God. Happy Sunday and church picnic here. So they're proposing for the next 250 years to save America by saving the family. And according to the article by the North American Division, they're calling for Sunday rest, for Sunday rest. I found out that that's on page 28 of their document. So when you go to this website, by the Heritage Foundation, Saving America by Saving the People is the article. Right here, you see you can download the PDF, the actual blueprint. And here you find the blueprint where you can read it for yourself. And I'll open it again. Download, have that open again. So you see here, they're calling right here the Heritage Foundation. This is the actual document, like the 2025 mandate for leadership. Well, this is the actual PDF of the document that is many, many pages. I think it's hundreds of pages. So as you scroll down, you see this, the official document here, Saving America by Saving the Family, a foundation for the next 250 years. Roger Severino, Joy W. Richards, PhD, Emma Waters, several other people. So this is the document, okay, for the agenda for America for the next 250 years, and they want to save the family. When you go down to page 38, there it goes. Support for a uniform day of rest. So they want, you can go ahead and read this yourself. I showed you the steps of how you can find it. For the next 250 years coming this summer, they are going to have the birthday celebration of our nation the past 250 years. And in the next 250 years, their agenda is saving America by saving the family. And the North American Division again warns us that in that article, they want to save America by saving the family. They have many proposals, and one of the proposals is a uniform day of rest. They have other proposals like tax breaks or credits for families that are married and have children in wedlock. So they're going to reward families for doing righteously. Um, Talks about everything from marriage and having children out of wedlock, etc. So they're legislating morality, church and state unity, the image of the beast. But here on page 38 of their document, it calls for a uniform day of rest. And I'll go ahead and read the paragraph. It's a short one. It says here, as zoning laws allow a community to determine where one can operate certain businesses, blue laws reflect the local judgments as to when one can operate a certain business. So it's saying here, zoning laws tell you where you can put a business and cannot have a business. Like right here where we live, we can't run certain businesses on our property, you know. Um, and so this is saying here, blue laws tell you when you can have a worker come to work, and when you cannot require him to work. In the case of McGowan versus Maryland, 1961, the Supreme Court held by an 8-1 vote that Sunday closing laws that include the purpose of providing a uniform day of rest are constitutional. So they're saying that historically America already proved that to call for a uniform day of rest is constitutional and can accommodate the fact that the majority. So they're saying that the Uniform Day of Rest is constitutional, and it can accommodate the fact that the majority of people who take a day of rest for religious reasons do so on Sundays. So we put those together. They're saying a uniform day of rest on Sunday is constitutional. The Heritage Foundation wants us Americans to understand that a Sunday law, a uniform day of rest on Sunday, would be a constitutional right or allowed by the Constitution. It's constitutional. Ma Massachusetts, for example, requires that every employer of labor engage in carrying on any manufacturing, mechanical, or mercantile establishment or workshop shall allow every person at least 24 consecutive hours of rest in every 7 consecutive days. So they're saying here that Massachusetts has laws requiring that a worker be given 1 day off in 7. Continuing on, day of rest laws limiting commercial activity are usually found in less densely populated counties, although restrictions on alcohol sales are more widespread. Though greatly diminished, blue laws persist in some form in close to 28 states. So blue laws still exist in about 28 states. These places serve as a sort of legal reservoir. Once their day of rest laws are abolished, they are very hard to restore. So we don't want to do away with blue laws because once we do away with them, it's hard to get them back. A uniform day of rest that limits commercial activity can provide temporal boundaries that help communities to set aside time for religious observance, family gatherings, outdoor activities, and rest on Sunday. A stable base of research shows that these practices correlate with the better mental health. With better mental health, a stable base of research shows that these practices, what practices? Sunday closing, Sunday rest, a uniform day of rest on Sunday correlate with better mental health, stronger social bonds, and more stable family structure. So this is a package deal with many proposals, everything from tax credits and incentives and other benefits, social, economical benefits, but also in the package deal, embedded in there is a uniform day of rest. Isn't that something? Uh, to save the family. With the advent of on-demand delivery, shopping can be shifted easily and conveniently to other days of the week by restoring a common rhythm of rest. The Pope talks about that rhythm, common rhythm of rest and reflection. Community rest laws could help to reserve the trend, could serve to reverse. Let me start that question over. By restoring a common rhythm of rest and reflection, community rest laws could help to reverse the trend towards spiritual homelessness. So if you don't worship on Sunday, you don't observe Sunday as a Sabbath, you are spiritually homeless. Without Sunday rest, without a uniform day of rest on Sunday, we are spiritually homeless. And foster the social habits necessary for communities to cohere and flourish. Now, when you go through this article, you see that they have many proposals here. Let me take a few moments here to show you the other proposals in this article. They have areas of concern and proposal. Uh, Stop punishing family formation, restoring the American dream, uh, actively supporting marriage and working families, how the American family dissolved and why it must be restored. So they want to restore the American family, and specifically, that's a white, middle class, married couple having white children, white families, white Christians, Protestant, religious right families, Republican, no doubt, uh, first causes and first principles. So there are many concerns here. Protestant, white Protestant families. That's the image here. It's not my words. There you go. Middle class white Protestant families. There's a racial element to it. The Sunday law. I never saw that before. There's a white, there you go. That's the word I was looking for. There's a white supremacist agenda in this uniform day of rest. And they even talk about the African American family in this. And I'll have to read the whole article. Um, the beleaguered state of the American family. So, brothers and sisters, you can go. I showed you the steps of how you can find this article. You can go to the North American Division website. Okay. find that article. Then you can go to the Heritage Foundation website, and under downloads, you can download the PDF, read the whole thing. And on page 38, you just scroll down, you find the page numbers as you're scrolling. You'll see here, it'll show what page you're on. This is page 22 right here. You just scroll down to page 38 and you'll find where they're calling for Uniform Day of Rest embedded in this agenda to save the family, saving America by saving the family. The Sunday Law movement is far in advance than we realize. The grapevine, the Seventh-day Adventist grapevine, the buzz is that we could see a Sunday law this coming summer. I agree. This is possible. What amazing time we live in, and that's all I wanted to share.